I'm Todd Tabalis, sophomore at North High School, and this is my story.
I'm Al Petway. I'm the boys varsity basketball coach at North High School. Me and Ty go back probably in elementary school. He actually played AU basketball in our program with some of the guys he played here at North High School. He's been here for the last 2 years, and it's been a pleasure to work with him.
Watching him play basketball is just, for me, it's one of the best times that I get to spend with him. But just watching him play and his growth over the years, he's grown immensely. So watching him play is just a lot of fun.
He works hard. He's at practice every day. He comes to school every day. He works hard in school. But most importantly with him, he's just a great kid. And to me, that supersedes everything else, just the person that he is.
In December, it was one of our first games, and I had a bad fall, and I fell on my shoulder, but it was just one of those things where it hurt for a little bit in the game, and then you get back up and you just keep playing.
As a father, my first reaction is, come on, get up, man, you'll be fine, get up, run back. And he did, and he ended up playing, for the rest of the time, and he came back, was cheering on his team, clapping, so everything looked fine.
When I went home that night, it started feeling like my arm was like losing circulation a little bit.
He said he couldn't feel his arm. I thought maybe he just sprained it or something, but
that following day is when things really took a turn for the worse. He woke up that morning, and the first sign that we noticed was that he had a fever of 103. Once we saw that the fevers continued day after day after day, that's when eventually his mother had taken him to the hospital, to an emergency room to check him out a little further.
We just kept going from hospital to hospital trying to figure out what's going on, and as time went on, it just got worse. So we ended up going to Boston Children's Hospital, and we were there for some time, and they still didn't really understand what was going on either.
We heard that Ty was in the hospital, and we were all shocked because we didn't think it was as serious as he was saying.
At that point, we were really concerned, just wondering, what was going on. We figured it was some form of virus. We just weren't sure what type or anything like that, and they weren't quite sure. They just said it was a virus, and he should be getting over it within a couple of days.
It was an infection throughout the right side of my body called toxic shock syndrome.
It's like a bacterial disease, infection that gets into your system and shuts down your body.
We were in Children's Hospital for 18 days. It was difficult because we didn't have clear, definitive answers. We knew amputation could be involved, something as lethal as death. Those were our biggest concerns, so we stopped worrying about everything else, and we were more concerned about his health.
It just wasn't about basketball at that point. It's just about his health, and just hoping that he comes through out of it and smiling and hanging out with his friends, and then hopefully playing basketball again.
Every day I prayed, I prayed to God that, I'm sorry I get a little emotional, but that he would give that to me. That it would literally, whatever he was going through, that it would just come to me.
When he was in the hospital, it took a toll on our team, but they just kept working on his behalf, and he kept telling them, guys, keep going, and he's going to be back soon enough. And I thought we would, do pretty good, but I thought we'd probably give or take lose maybe 1 or 2 games, but we actually went all the way through and didn't lose a game, and actually ended up winning the state title, which is the first in the history of Worcester public schools to win a Division I state title.
I was really just thankful to be able to come back out here and play the game that I love, and I knew right away it wasn't gonna be easy.
Having Ty back was great because without him, it wouldn't be the same, especially for me since he was on the team last year and we fell short having that experience with him, and then this year coming back and doing it felt great.
He's lucky to actually be alive today, and for him to be back here and to take part in the state tournament, the last 4 or 5 games, I think is remarkable in itself. And I think he has a different perspective on life ever since.
I noticed in him there was a different glow, and every day he was grateful and thankful. Every day he would always remind us.
I think just having that support from the coaches, his teammates, as well as his family and friends, I think that helped him get through it. And I think that just shows a lot about who he is and how strong he is.